Hello and welcome to the Adventures of LBZ. I am Lance Collins. And if you are new to this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button. In today's video, I will be assembling, well, not really assembling too much on it, but removing a 2022 Honda TRX250X out of the crate. We'll get the battery charged up, we'll get the air and the tires filled up on it, gasoline, pretty much basic stuff on this stuff. Check the rear diff, give her a nice little wipe down, and get it out on the showroom floor. And if you're new to the PDI setup videos that I do at my work, I do not play any of the background audio, privacy, copyright, all that good jazz. No explanation needed. If you want me to be able to do these videos, you will understand. But yeah, we'll play a little bit of free music from the YouTube site, so I don't get any kind of copywriting stuff. And I'll go ahead and put a 10mm onto my electric impact and get this battery out, get the electrolyte into the battery and filled, and then get it charged. I also had to cut a little bit of this out because in order to get the crate apart, you have to have another person assist you, and that person didn't want to be in the video. So yeah, I cut that part out, but essentially we lifted the top of the crate off. There's no bolts or anything in that. Pull the 4 legs out, set the lid aside, set the legs aside, and then you can start removing the ATV out of its crate. And they keep the electrolyte for the battery in the front bumper. Also, there is a little packet that I just threw away there that I don't need, that has the VIN number and stuff that you can take the stickers out and stick them onto sheets if you have check sheets. Some dealers have stuff like that. We have a different way of checking the things in, our own sheets and stuff that we use. We don't have to use the stickers. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get this electrolyte or acid, battery acid, whatever you want to call it, out of the package there. We'll go ahead and pull the black piece off the top of it there, press it down onto the battery, and the battery has little funnels on the inside with sharp ends that puncture and let it drain in. I was just showing you that I'm going to use my NOCO 2 Genius. Also, I have a NOCO jumper boost box right there that I will use to get the ATV out of the crate. And no, I'm not sponsored by them, although I wish I was, because I do like their products and I use them on all my race stuff. But yeah, anyways, we'll go ahead and get some gas pumped into this 5-gallon container. I think I put 3 gallons or 2 gallons. I think it was 3 gallons. Yeah, it was 3 gallons into this machine. Time to add the fuel to the ATV, and obviously, I've cut some parts out of this and sped some parts of the video up, so this is not exactly how long it takes to put one of these together. But yeah, we'll go ahead. Got the light on there, just making sure I'm not going to overflow this. It's a little hard on this tank to see the fuel in it there. I don't know why, but usually I can see it a lot easier without having to shine a light down in there. But today, use my light, get it filled up, get the cap on, and then we'll work on getting the, I guess, lag bolts that hold the ATV in the crate off of the pegs. Now time to remove the acid pack off the battery, and then we will put the top that seals the top of the battery on, press it down, and then I have a small, I mean the hammer is tiny, it's less than 3 ounces, so I end up putting a 10 millimeter regular socket beside it to show you how big the actual head of it is. But basically I'm just tapping that thing, I'm not hammering it real heavy at all. You don't see my whole arm moving, you just see my wrist going up and down there, and I'm barely tapping those down so that it actually goes flush, because if you push it with your fingers, you can press all day long sometimes, and for some reason they don't stay down, so you have to give them a little bit of a tap there with that hammer. Again, you don't want to use a giant hammer on this thing, and here again I'll show you how big the end of that is. There you go. It's like the size of a socket. It's very small, very light. That way you're not damaging the cells in the battery. Now I'll grab my grinder or cutting wheel out, and I will get the bolts out of it. You may be asking, why are you going to cut it out? It's because the bolt that's on there is way... For one thing, the bolt is like 12 inches long that goes to where the nut is that's on there. So you have to have a special socket, and our socket's broke right now. It actually twisted in half one day because these bolts always get damaged in shipping, and you end up having to cut them off like I'm doing now. And now that I got that side off, I'll go ahead and move her over to the other side and proceed to do the same thing. And for the guy that's going to comment, that's going to say, well, why didn't you use a wrench or, you know, a ratcheting wrench or something? Flat rate on this thing, that's why. Flat rate. No, those bolts are freaking usually stripped in there. So trust me, back in the day, like 15 years ago, we had a pair of bolt cutters we had to use, and they broke, and I had to take them all off by hand with a wrench, and I'm not doing that again. And I'll go ahead and turn the fuel on, check the oil, make sure it's got full oil, and it is plenty of full. And we'll go ahead and get my battery jumper out and get this thing out of the crate. But first, I'm going to make sure it has an air filter. Something I always do. I don't even think they have that on the checklist, just to make sure that there's an air filter in there. But I always do. One time I found some tools that somebody left in one of them one time from the factory. So yeah, I've always checked that, even if it says not to now. Unless it's a CBR like 600 or something like that, because I'm not taking the tank and all that stuff off of that to look in the airbox because it's like a 4-hour job to do that. And I'll hook it up to the NOCO charger and grab my NOCO boost box again. I wish I was sponsored by them, but I'm not. Hint, hint. Yeah, we'll get this thing hooked up and back it out of its crate. All right, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and let this video play out. You can see what goes on. Not a whole lot to it. I'm going to pull it on the lift. I'll wipe it down, put some air in the tires, check the diffs over, make sure there's all the push pins, you know, all the connectors, fasteners, and everything are all in place that need to be there. That's on the checklist. Also, you know, visually inspect anything that may be out of place, or you know, maybe a cable or something needs to be rerouted. Nothing really on this one. Everything's pretty good. I have to add some diff fluid, I believe, to it, which is pretty common on all the 250s, whether it's an X or a Recon. They come a little low, but yeah, to get the gas, well, I think actually I already filled the gas up, so yeah, we'll go ahead and get this thing going, and then get it to the back warehouse. Essentially, I don't really get to do a full test ride in the parking lot because it was pouring down rain this day. So yeah, we'll get it going, and I won't bore you with a whole video of voiceover. And if you're wondering what the orange speck and the yellow lug nuts is that's paint from the factory. Basically, I'm getting the Cosmoline or whatever the shipping grease is out of the rims, and then I'm going to hit it with a little bit of brake clean or contact cleaner onto the lug nuts and those little spots that they put on the paint markers. I don't think I actually got that on video for this video there. I think I forgot to hit the button whenever I was going back with the brake clean. But yeah, I'll let you know that's what I did. I didn't leave that on there. You can see it good there. You can see the yellow lug nut ends there, and the orange kind of on the center little split pin there on the center nut. Alright, now I'll show you how to put this crate back together to ship it back, because this crate is a returnable crate to Honda. This is what they ship their ATVs in. So yeah, you put the legs in there like that, like I just did, and then you're going to take this lid. There's posts that stick out of it and holes on the corresponding bottom there. So you can basically just let it fall down in there, and bam, pick it up with the fork truck. I'm going to get the pieces out from underneath of it that I just cut off whenever I had to remove it from the crate, and good to go. All right, time for some fun facts on this thing. This thing does have disc front brakes. It does have a oil cooler. It is air cooled, does not have coolant on this particular machine. It has a semi-auto clutch. What that means is it has a clutch handle that you can use as a clutch, but you don't have to use it. You can actually have the clutch completely disengaged or whatever, or engaged, and put it in gear, and it's not going anywhere, whether you pull the clutch back or you have it released out. Yeah, I'll get some shots of this. Starters right there that I'm showing right now. Very easy if you ever have to put that on to get out. That is the reverse switch for this machine. This machine does have reverse. So you pull that, and then you're going to press, I believe, down on the shifter, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that is the front brake master cylinder for the front brakes, hydraulics. I was trying to see if you could see any of the writing there on the frame, but yeah, it's a little tough there. 2022, made on 2/22. That's pretty cool. Front bumper on this one is replaceable. There's the hood. Hood's replaceable. Actually, on this one, you don't usually have to do this, but I had to fix the sticker. It had a little air bubble on it, and I got a little OCD, and I ain't gonna let that thing go out of there, especially out of my bay looking like that. So, yeah, take a little pride in your work, people. This is the 2022 Honda TRX250X. It is a semi-automatic clutch, so it has a clutch, or you don't have to push it. You can just lift up, push down on the shifter, and it'll shift. Brake lever, rear foot brake. It is shaft drive, 249 cc's. Does have a headlight and tail light. Disc brakes in the front and drum in the rear. And that is it for this video. If you liked what you saw, please make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you are new to this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. As always, thanks and have a great day.